Welcome to my daily live stream. I'm mayohosko. Thank you so much for watching. I'm building sets from my backlog from the Lego group, who are worth billions and billions of dollars. And normally, the jungle. Normally, I would be in the jungle on the Clicking Cliff channel right now, but they cancelled today's stream, and so I decided to go live at this time of day instead, which means I'm a little bit unprepared for the start of this stream because I made a little bit of a mess on my table yesterday as I was trying to find something. So let me just put some stuff away, out of the way, so I can get the laptop up here. Because I did a whole bunch of cleaning up in my room after my live stream yesterday. And I was able to vacuum my room, which was good. No, he doesn't feel well. And so very kindly, he put out a community post about that and let everyone know that he's going to finish building his set on the 24-hour live stream. And he tagged me in that, which I appreciated. Also, I was in contact with some more people on Instagram today, and I was in contact with some people on Discord yesterday. And so before my phone loses battery, let me just go brush up on some names, because we got the manager of the Brick Slopes Convention Coding, who has expressed interest in coming on to talk about Brick Slopes. Also, not sure if I said yesterday, but actually, yeah, I think I did say yesterday that Brick Dynasty is going to come on. Country Bricks Build Craze reiterated to me that he got his new phone, so we're going to test out his audio quality, and he's going to come on. Who else did I tag on Instagram? Yeah, those are everyone I tagged. So if you are new to the mayohosko channel, please smash the subscribe button and smash the like button. Just seeing what's in chat. Yeah, so who is in chat, by the way? So we have Alexandria and Horder. I don't see MZ join. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, there are some people like Bearded Bricks who only stream one day of the week. And so I got into contact with Skywen, who's one of the co-hosts on the Building and Chatting podcast. He's still up in the air. There's MC Join. In fact, MC Join, most of my audience is American. Everyone watching right now is American. Hey, Billing. Yeah, hope Cliff gets better soon. It's not the first time he's cancelled a jungle stream because of illness, and it probably won't be the last. And then on the Discord side of things, Tea Time did a live stream yesterday, and they even admitted that they forgot to get into contact with me via Instagram, via Discord, and they're still trying to figure out what their plans are. But Liam Brick the Bed did specify to me that he might be on my live stream at the start before he goes to bed, because it starts at 11 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in North America. And it's so funny. I hear Americans saying Standard Time when it's daylight time, and I always think to myself, "You're wrong." It's like it can't decipher the difference between Standard Time and daylight time. Some people might not even know what the definition of Standard Time is. Standard Time is not the normality. It's to differentiate yourself between daylight savings. That's the intention of it. But some people on national television even don't understand that. So if people on national television can't comprehend that, you can't expect people to comprehend that on the internet either. Yeah, I don't expect everyone to be there at the start, Billy. I mean, it's a 24-hour live stream. People can come in whenever they want. Yeah. So if Tea Time figures out what they're doing, it'd be fun to have them. If Lego Timmy figures out what he's doing, it'll be fun to have him back on. And also reached out to Super Hawk Bricks, Super Cubway. We've spoken in various live stream chats in the past. We talk to each other. Okay, I guess Sharon Stevens is in the chat. I don't know why StreamYard isn't bringing up these people's comments. I'm putting a charger into my Mac. So we can charge my phone at the same time. I need to charge up both of my phones because I'm going out today after the live stream. So I'll have that charging over here. Hey, Candy. Oh, by the way, for anyone new that's coming in, also, yo, Cliff, hope you're feeling better than you were at the start of the day, even if it's 10% better, because we're all wishing you a speedy recovering. Rest well and get well soon. We're thinking of you. And also, now that you're here, I'll say it again, that I appreciate that you let your viewers know about that in your community post. And thanks for tagging me in your community post. I appreciate that, buddy. And that's why I'm going live an hour before. Well, an hour earlier than what I normally do, but an hour later than what I normally do on this specific day. And yeah, so reached out to Super Cubway, Super Hawk Bricks on Instagram, as I was saying, because we've talked in live stream chats before. We were talking to each other on Brick Hive stream last weekend, And so I made them the offer that, hey, we have this history together. Maybe you might want to hang out and maybe you might want to join the panel. So we'll see how things go from there. Because people who follow me on Instagram know that I've been tagging people who have confirmed that they'll be joining the 24-hour live stream. Still trying to build the Italian Riviera. Want to get it done before the 24-hour live stream. We got bag 23 that we'll be building in a couple minutes. And what did I do? Oh yeah. Yeah, because there's 25 bags in this set. So depending on how things go today, we might be able to build multiple bags. And then I will be doing another live stream tomorrow on Thursday night. And then, as I've said on previous live streams this week, we won't be doing a live stream on Friday night because I'll be trying to get as much rest before the 24-hour live stream. So I plan to stay up. I personally plan to pull an all-nighter on my Friday night so I can watch London Calling and some of the live streams that come on after that, like Odelay Dorado, who I'm also still waiting on a response to see if they want to come onto the panel, because Odelay normally goes live before me on Friday night, and lets his viewers know that I go live after him. So I appreciate him for that. Hello, Katos. I think is China out there anywhere? I don't think anyone in this chat is named China. I am not Chinese. I am Australian. Otherwise, I would be speaking Mandarin. Yeah. So we got those bags on standby because I'd like to finish bag 25 by the end of tomorrow's live stream. Yeah, so I'm gonna open bag 23 right now. Let's open bag 23. And anyone out there in the jungle group chat, I put the invite out there if anyone wants to come on. And I'm piling up more bags that I'm going to have to recycle. So let's bring the camera down here. Okay, so first out the gate is a minifigure. And it's wearing a torso that looks like a neoclassic version of a Paradisa torso. I'm sure Jason's Brixton 5 would appreciate that. And there's the minifigure. And let's put that on the sidewalk. Let's say on the pathway. And now, oh, hang on. Yeah, oh yeah, I see why. Okay, yeah, I was confused for a second there. Yeah. Okay, so we're building some fences. And these are some interesting kind of handlebar pieces, but they're not for handlebars. They're just shaped like a handlebar. So I don't have any. So that's really all that I needed to talk about in terms of updates and plans. What do you guys want to talk about today? So anything interesting to talk about? So they use the spoon pieces as decorative fence posts, or like specially carved wrought iron, which looks kind of cool. Reminds me of times when they've used the skeleton legs as fancy carvings in wrought iron. I like it when Lego uses kind of specialized pieces for fancy designs of wrought iron. And you know what? In the spirit of the Jungle live stream, today's live stream will be 1 hour and 50 minutes. I'm going to keep the spirit of the jungle alive. By far my most enjoyable thing to do every Thursday morning. I did see that. I'm about 1.5 months behind on Brixie's video. And so I'm about one and a half months behind on Brixie's videos. But I saw that in my subscriptions, and I was like, okay, I have to comment in here, and I have to say, yeah, the viewers saw this coming before he might have seen it coming, because it's interesting seeing what his viewers commented a month ago, when they could see that he was in doubt about his studio, and people saw it coming before he might have, and people have speculated that he has ADHD, which is why he decided to get rid of what was a pretty cool city layout in favor of a city layout that had, according to my calculations, 22% less room for base plates, and went from a square configuration with manholes to an E shape, so that he wouldn't have to bend down as much. Because like some people were saying that, oh, he has ADHD, which is why he always changes up his city designs. But it's like, if you're building, like, I know the mentality that he would, I know the mental gymnastics that he would have gone through when he decided to make that change, because I myself am a Lego city builder. There's a playlist on my channel of monthly city updates if anyone wants to go to my channel and see all that good stuff. I know the kind of decisions you have to make when you want to figure out what you want to do in your city, but also the way your city is shaped in terms of the tables. So it would be an absolute pain for every day to not only drive to a studio and not spend as much time with your family as a result as a full-time YouTuber, but also you would get so much knee pain by crawling underneath your tables every single day. So I understood the decision to change his table formats, and I understand his decision to sell the studio. I've seen people in his comments like, where, you shouldn't have changed the table, where, the studio was so good, where, you invested so much time in and renovations into it, where, your city isn't going to look as good when you move back to your house, where. And I'm like, bro, I wouldn't actually type this in his comments, but I'm thinking to myself when I'm reading these people in his comments, like, bro, a YouTuber isn't going to do something for your interest. A YouTuber is going to do something for what they feel is best and the collective good. And there was another camp of people who thought that he should have never moved his city out of his basement to begin with. They wanted Brixie to keep his city in his basement, not move to the studio. So there's always going to be a camp of people who are going to be disappointed no matter what. I liked his city when it was in his basement. I liked what he did with his city in the studio. Either way, I don't watch city builders because I'm 100% invested in the person who's building. No, for the most part, I watch people's city updates because I want to get ideas for my own sitting. And it doesn't matter whether you have 450,000 subscribers like Brixie, or a few to several hundred subscribers like one of my friends, Town Creator, or 180,000 subscribers like what Brick Lover 24 Media has, where he does city updates that are less frequent than one month, maybe quarterly or half yearly, but it's still enjoyable no matter what, because I'm a city builder and I eat that content for lunch. Hello, Josiah. Hey, Johnny. What are people saying? Let's see what people are saying in the comments. Because there was some stuff before Alexandria pointed that out. Yeah, so there's some people saying some things. So Billy says, over half of national television has everything backwards anyway. Damn straight. That's why the new media is now more popular than the legacy media. Have you seen the ratings for cable news these days? Especially MSNBC and CNN in comparison to Fox News. Holy shit. You got the train station for half price. Nice. I got a Star Wars set for, I think, 45% off. That was my best sale in a while. That was you were lucky to find. Otherwise, you wouldn't have got that. Now, I'm just going to say something. I do not believe in the word luck because that word, in my opinion, and it's the opinion of some other wise men that I once listened to, is that luck takes away all the accountability from one's own action. Luck is the residue of a design. Now, people who have faith in God might substitute that for divine intervention or God's plan when something unexpectedly good happens to you. I choose to use the word fortunate. Like, I didn't get lucky that I have 1,120 subscribers. No, I got fortunate because I worked for it. I busted my asshole and I got what I put into it. I was fortunate. I was not lucky. So I refused to use the L word. I used the F word instead. That's just me. What do you guys think about that? You feel bad that the studio has gone away, but you think he's doing what's best for himself, which is good. Exactly. I want to see people make decisions that they think are best for them. I want to see people make decisions that make them feel happy. And we all have to make sacrifices in life, and that's just one of the sacrifices he thinks he needs to make. Yeah, exactly. He did put in so much effort into it, but he said that with the investments he made in renovating the studio, he claims that he'll be able to sell it for more than what he paid for it. But I truly believe the electricity cost and the insurance cost and the property taxes is what got him in the end, because to buy and sell a property is a one-time transaction. So the overheads of owning a property, which I just stated, is what comes to bite real estate investors in the butt. Hello, Mega Knights Bricks. Johnny says, yeah, not many sleep till the 24-hour show. Exactly, because right now it is 9:59 a.m. on my Thursday morning, and I start at 10. It'll start at 10:30 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time. So if I do the math real quickly, that's 2 days. That's 2 days, 12 hours, and 33 minutes until the 24-hour live stream on my channel. You've been here before, Josiah, so it's good to see you back again. We're going live an hour earlier than what I normally go live, but an hour later than what I normally go live on Wednesday nights, Thursday mornings here in Australia. So it's a little bit confusing, but I'm awake at this time anyway, when we normally do the jungle live stream on the Click and Clip channel. Billy says, crawling under those tables had to be a pain. Exactly, because I remember when I had when the Mayo City layout was on the floor in my childhood house that we lived in that I lived in for 21 or 22 years. And my first Mayo City update, when I rebooted my channel, was on the floor. And I'll tell you what, it was a damn pain crawling on the floor, trying to reach over base plates to get to the back of the sitting. Which is why when we moved house, I think it was in 2023, bought IKEA tables to put in the garage at my previous house, and the city is still on those IKEA tables in another garage at this house. Exactly. All hope that Cliff gets some good rest, and everyone out there who also plans to spend some time in the 24-hour live stream, hope you get some good rest. Hope you have a good rest of your working week if you have a job, or if you're studying. I hope you make some good progress at buckling down in the books. Or if you have family responsibilities, hopefully you can take care of your family and make everyone happy, so you can feel cool, calm, and collected come the time of the 24-hour live stream. Billy liked the big city a lot. You sure they'll make something nice to replace it? Exactly, because they had something nice before they moved to the studio. So I'm sure they'll be able to cobble something together which will look good. And I've heard people make the argument that they stopped watching his city updates when he moved to the studio because they didn't find it relatable. They found it more relatable when his city was in his basement. I think the reason why he wanted to move to the studio is because he felt inspired by brick crafts. But people don't like brick crafts because he's got a decent sized city. No, they like brick crafts because it's a highly lean, detailed city. And the reason why brick crafts goes months without uploading anything is because he's always buying bricks to make highly detailed mocks to put in his city. It's not the space, it's the way you use it. And something small and highly detailed often looks better than something big but is bland and boring. It's kind of like a movie can be so bad it's entertaining compared to a movie that's so boring that you can't sit through it. Because there are fun bad movies. A long drawn out boring movie is not fun unless you're high on drugs or something. Because it's like because then it becomes, would you rather watch this long boring movie, or would you rather watch paint dry or grass grow? You know. Maybe you're having autocorrect, Josiah. Yeah, it sounds like you're having some autocorrects. That's why I like to use the Apple suggested words and the Apple text replacements and the Grammarly spell check function on my computer to avoid autocorrects. I don't use autocorrect for that reason, because I have those functions built into my computer and my phone so that I don't get caught out in the same way that a lot of my viewers get caught out in the comments. I'm not even going to attempt to guess your dog's name. Exactly. Exactly. It helps. Well, Josiah, are you subscribed to the Mayohosko channel? Because if you are, then you'll get the notifications every time I go live, and you'll see me in your subscription box. Yeah, a lot of people's businesses got wrecked because of the tariffs, and a lot of his customers would have been American. Yeah, personally, I don't engage with anything on Whatnot, and I don't care about people's content on platforms besides Whatnot when they're talking about Whatnot, because I have strong feelings against Whatnot, as some people might have heard if they've watched previous live streams of mine. So yeah, I don't blame people for making a business decision like that, to be honest. Did you mean streaming or spamming? Well, hopefully I'll never have to build a city on the floor ever again. I'll build train layouts on the floor. I vacuumed the floor in my bedroom yesterday so I can do stuff with some trains on my carpet. Yeah, exactly. No spamming, folks. Hello, Frankenfrog and Mayo. What's the time? What's the Australian time is for my 24-hour live stream? Okay, yeah. So I said it earlier. Going. So the 24-hour live stream starts at 11 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Saturday night, which for me is 10:30 p.m., which for Western Australia is will be 9 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time. And in North America, that starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which in British summertime is 2 p.m. and in the European summertime or the European daylight time, I don't know what the European Union classifies that as, starts at 3 p.m. And if anyone else, and I was actually in contact with some people in the Pacific time in North America. So for those people, including Brick Therapy 23, who has expressed interest in joining the 24-hour live stream, it will start at 6 a.m. for him. And everyone in the mountain and the central daylight time are in between those. Eastern and Pacific are the two the bookends of those times. Billy says people pay more buying from Whatnot than the store a lot of times. Exactly, which is why I will never buy anything on Whatnot, because it's all overpriced. Exactly. Let's talk about Lego. We don't need to talk about people's pets. This is not an animal channel, folks. Hello, Lincoln Z-X5M. We only need to say hello once. We know we can see people here. We are building the Lego Italian Riviera set. Trying to get this set built before my 24-hour live stream. I don't know what that means, Josiah. Where are we? Did I build something wrong? Something doesn't look quite right. Ah, I see. Okay, put in some more of these handlebar pieces. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the Brixing stuff. And some people in the chat also expressed their thoughts. I can't read some of those words when you use that font. You were using the regular font earlier. Okay then. Honestly, putting a door in, and there's a table that goes outside. putting a sticker on the table. It's got a fancy doily type design for the sticker. Okay then. Please, no spamming and no negativity, please. We don't need that in the chat. Let's be respectful, everyone. Let's try to not be unhinged. There's only so much I will tolerate from people in the chat. People should respect the boundary of the content creator. Hope everyone else watching hasn't been been put off by the stuff that's been going on in the chat. I know, but I accepted years ago that those types of people are on the internet. Exactly. She is, and she's such a great mod that she earned my trust a long time ago, in more ways than you might think. So if I don't catch something, I know that she's there to catch stuff and bring it to my attention. Because I'm happy to talk about. Well, I'm happy to talk to anyone who decides to watch my live stream, but just don't cross the line. If you be respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you. And if you respect my boundaries on my channel, I'll respect your boundaries on your channel. Okay. I'm not seeing something. I think I'm missing out on something. Should be another one of those. I don't know what's going on here. Did I build something wrong? Oh, did I? Oh, was it back here? Oh, shit! Pieces went flying on the floor. Okay. Crisis averted. Yeah, I don't think they'll be coming back now. So I'm just going to say, I'm just going to be 100% honest. I know a lot of people out there really like animals. A lot of people have pets, and a lot of people really like their pets, and some people like their pets more. I didn't. I put you in timeout because you were saying some unhinged things. So if you don't want that to happen again, let's try to be respectful, please. And I would like people to respect the fact that I don't want to talk about animals on my channel. I want to talk about Lego. I mean, for people who've been watching my live streams for a long time, know that I don't want that we have a pet cat in our house, but it is not my cat. It is our cat, and I don't like associating with my cat. No, sorry, with our cat. I will never refer to it as my cat, and if I do accidentally say my cat, I will correct myself because it's not my cat, it's our cat. And I don't like our cat. Our cat has chewed on my cords. Our cat has knocked over my Lego. Our cat has bitten the fingers of people trying to take care of it. Our cat has gone outside and climbed on the neighbor's roof. So I have what I think are some valid reasons not to like that cat. And so therefore I do not want to talk about pets on my channel. So I'm trying to be as respectful as possible to say that I don't want to talk about that. It's not the first time that this has happened because there's been multiple people who I've engaged with in the Lego community who enjoy talking about their pets, whether it's a dog, whether it's a cat, whether it's a hamster, whether it's a bird, whether it's a goldfish. And there's a plane flying overhead. No matter what the pet is, I let them talk about that because it's not my channel, and other people will gladly talk about animals and pets on their channel because it's their channel. I just don't want to talk about it. So let's try to be respectful and not talk about that, please. It's great that people can enjoy their pets, but that's their pets, not my pet. Billy says when show my owl cat Lego she chews on her. Yeah, because like in the past, our cat has climbed up on the table and she's crawled through the streets of my city, and she's knocked some buildings over, she's knocked some cars over, she's knocked some minifigures over, and I don't want to have to clean up after a trail of a destruction that she might leave behind, which is why I don't allow our cat in my room, and I try to keep her out of the garage as much as possible, because the majority of my Lego collection is in the garage. My family kindly let me have half of the garage, so they park their cars in the driveway and on the street, because they know how much my collection means to me. They know the positive mental health it brings upon me, and how much of a creative outlet it is for me to express my imagination. And so therefore I want to protect my assets worth thousands and thousands of dollars that I've invested into the Lego hobby. So the only time people ever see my cat on camera, and I have a lot of friends who really like animals, who really like pets, and it's good for them that they have something to like and and love. But that's them, not me. And the only time you'll see our cat on my camera is if I'm not building in, is if my camera is not in my room or the garage. Anyway, let's try to move on from this conversation, shall we? Let's get back to building Lego. Just wanted to give people the backstory behind that so people can understand the context about my reasoning. Because we do have new subscribers who might not know that information. So I hope that explains some stuff to some people. Yeah, some people might not have known that information, and now you do. Yeah, no problem, because I have some people who've been subscribed to me for a while and might not even know that information, because I don't normally bring it up. Because any time I do by some chance talk about animals, it's on someone else's channel, on someone else's social media, on someone else's on someone else's account. Because, for example, my older half brother has had cats since the day he moved out of our house in 2005 or whenever it was. My aunties and uncles have had pet birds, pet to guinea pigs. My mother used to own. My mother and her sister used to have a pet dog. My grandma and grandpa used to have 2 pet dogs, but that's their business, not my business. So anyway, what else do we want to talk about? Let's try to get off this conversation. What else do we want to talk about today? Because I'm trying to get this Lego set built before the 24-hour live stream. And Candy, you told me you were one of the first ones to confirm that you'll be joining. What sets in your backlog do you think you might build? Because you're building the Fortnite Cuddle Team Leader Mountain thing on your live streams. I was cleaning yesterday, and then I was on a phone call with someone in my family. So about 4 hours after you finished your live stream yesterday, I saw it in my subscription box that you went live, and I saw that on the thumbnail. Also, still waiting for TMC Heather to confirm if she's going to build the DeLorean or not. She said she had to go to one of her family members' house to see if she could get the DeLorean set. Let's try not to spam the chat, shall we? So what kind of sets, Candy? Oh yeah, we need a 1x1 plate in there to level that off. Because as I said, I'll be building the Tintin rocket and the Horse Knight's castle. And if we have more time, I'll let the chat decide what other sets that we end up building. Because I've still got orders that I need to unbox on that 24-hour live stream. And I'm waiting for another package in the mail to come. Yeah, I'll be building the Tintin rocket, and you would have seen when we saw when Foggy Moggy built the Tintin rocket. Now we're building a planter box. That goes on the patio next to the table. Really interesting build. You like the minifigures? Yeah, I'm more interested in the build, not the minifigures. Billy has a panda set a friend's tour bus set that I opened but not built. Yeah, a bounty hunter told me that he's got some Harry Potter sets he wants to build. And Macro Bricks told me he sent me a photo on Instagram about the set he wants to build. Let me go and refresh my memory about that. Oh, damn it. I don't know why he does that. He doesn't send his photos as a permanent thing. He sends it as a disappearing photo. I don't know why he does that. So I can't tell unless he decides to come into the chat and tell us. Or unless he sends that photo again. Kenny's got some Minecraft sets as well. Nice. There's a Minecraft set that's apparently retiring that I'm thinking about buying. I'll need to double check that. Okay, where does this go? Oh, okay, this goes at the back here. Oopsie, that it wasn't supposed to be connected there. It was connected there. Did anyone see the new Donkey Kong set? I haven't seen those pictures yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be something like the Donkey Kong game. I've never played the actual Donkey Kong game, but I've played games that look like the Donkey Kong game before. Okay, I must have missed out on some things because there's some spare bricks just lying around. Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, that was supposed to be a masonry brick back there. The thrift store hasn't had much Lego recently. You'll consider the battle bus if you find a deal. Yeah, I bought the battle bus when it got to 30% off or something like a year ago. You played Donkey Kong, those barrels drove you crazy. So you got hit by them a lot with the 8-bit a death sound. Hello, Liam. We were talking about you earlier because you said that you might come on to the 24-hour live stream before you go to bed on the graveyard shift on Sunday morning. And there's another one of these things. I'm need to go back and see. Yeah, because I don't know what I did wrong, but there's some things that aren't lining up here. Because that's above. Yeah. I see what I did wrong there. Let me take these bricks off and rearrange that because that's not right. Something just dropped on the floor. Okay. So are you not doing your live stream on Sunday morning? Because that's what you can. Because that's what you initially told me. Well, that's what you told me during a Tea Times stream yesterday. What's going on? I didn't build, so I've still got a masonry brick. I'm trying to figure out where this goes. It's got the masonry there. Wait. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Because your co-host is smoking, right? Because I know that smoking was with you when you did that live stream with Whittaky and Paddy last Saturday night, and I saw his name in the description as well. Okay, now we got that fixed. But there's some more foliage. Not sure where that foliage is supposed to go. Okay, yeah. So Smokey is your co-host. Nice. It's good to have a co-host. Remember when Macro Bricks and from Blocks to Mox used to be my co-host. I miss having a permanent co-host, but now I stream so much that I think I might have scared some people away because it's not on specific days. Oh yeah, there's an extra piece of foliage underneath this windowsill. No, sorry, on this windowsill on the other side. There we go. Okay, that's the end of bag 23. Now let's open bag 24. Oh, damn it. Yeah, because in the past, I've seen you schedule and unschedule a lot of live streams. So do you try do stuff whenever what? So do you try do stuff around his schedule or something? What's a Trans Am car? People keep saying that. I don't know what it is. Okay, let's open bag 24. Because in the spirit of the jungle live stream, this will be 1 hour and 50 minutes. Yeah, I understand that. That's how I used to do things once upon a time when I was starting to stream, but now I have my people who know exactly when I go live. Some of them come here on different days of the week. Some people come here every day of the week. Tran Am was a car racing series during the muscle car era. Oh, okay. So it's a muscle car. Yeah, because wasn't the muscle car era the 60s and the 70s? And then it kind of died and during the oil embargo of from October 1973 to June or something. No, sorry, from October 1972 to June or something 1973. The best Pontiac Firebird had a top line. It was called Trans Am. Oh, okay, so it was okay. So Trans Am is a type of Pontiac Firebird, because I know that Pontiac was an automaker by General Motors, because I know that that Detroit was the auto worker capital of North America back in the day, and hardcore porn, which is the Detroit equivalent of porn stars in Vegas. They talked about how they had a store in Pontiac. Yeah, and insurance and emissions. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in the 70s that happened, which was the rise of the compact car. Yeah, Firebird, yeah, a Camaro. They still make Chevrolet still make Camaros. And when General Motors closed the door on Holden in 2019, that's when the Australian V8 supercar. That's when the Australian Tour Car Racing League, which is V8 supercars, switched from the Holden Commodore and the Ford Falcon to the Chevrolet Camaro and the Ford Mustang. Yeah, because in the US You had the Chevrolet Camaro. We had the Holden Monaro. Chevrolet still sells Camaros and Corvettes. I believe Holden stopped selling the Monaro in the early 90s or something. Because one of my parents grew up driving a Holden Monaro. Yeah. So Trans Am was a muscle car. Yeah. So was Trans Am a muscle, or was Trans Am a muscular version of the Pontiac Firebird? Because there's all sorts of different classes of vehicles and then subclasses of different names of vehicles that are street legal or racing specific. Okay, so the Holden Commodore was to ask what the Pontiac G8 was for you. And okay, so the Holden Commodore was like the Pontiac G8 and the Chevrolet SS. I've never heard of those two variants. Honestly, the G8 and the SS sound like inferior names to the Commodore. Like in the US, you have the Chevrolet Lane Silverado. We had the Holden Colorado. And in Australia, we have the Ford Ranger. In the US, you have the Ford Raptor. Yeah. You got one more Commodore. It was only a police car, the Caprice PPV. Yeah, because the police also have like specialized off-road or high performance variants of those vehicles. And I heard somewhere that the traditional American police car were always Fords, but then a while ago, different police departments started using their own, started being more selective of which car brands they wanted to use, and some police departments got former military vehicles for their police forces. Like when the military was done with certain armored vehicles, certain police departments bought them at a fraction of the price, at like a military surplus, a dealership, kind of like what Sarge does in the Cars franchise in Radiator Springs. Sarge's surplus hut. And also there's that guy in The Simpsons that has the arming surplus shop. I know that that Papua New Guinea has bought some of the some decommissioned fire engines from our country. That happened a while ago. It's interesting how different emergency departments across the world can keep vehicles going for longer. We're building another floor. Actually, no, this might be the roof line of one of these. So we'll finish building this roof line, and then I'm gonna peace out for the day. I'm gonna have breakfast right after this live stream, and I'm gonna watch one of my sports shows, and then I'm gonna go out with my friend. Then I'm gonna go to my cousin's house. So we can build a train layout together. Because while I was cleaning up my room yesterday and vacuumed my room, I was trying to get out some of that train collection. Because my cousin and I have been planning to do it for about 1.5 weeks now. Anyway, I'm happy to talk about whatever anyone else wants to talk about in the chat. There was Pontiac GTO, which was the only version of a Manalo we got. They own odd cars. The further back you go, even Oldsmobiles could be police cars. Really? Because I didn't know that Oldsmobile was a company until I watched someone's video. I thought that was just like a nickname for cars, like a jalopy or a rust bucket or a lemon. I didn't know there was an actual car company name. I think that video was when Company Man did a comparison between Ford, starting with the Model T, and Chevrolet, starting from the merger of two tractor companies. Because once upon a time, if I remember correctly from that video, the companies that were Chevrolet and someone else who merged to become General Motors, they started off in the 1920s as tractor companies, and then they pivoted to automobiles in the 1930s to compete with Ford. So Henry Ford got a 20-year jump on General Motors. And now Lego has that to Model T Ford set, which I think some people who've been in the chat today told me that they bought and built that set. The oldest make in General Motors, all the way back to 1897. Yeah, big. So that would have been one of their farm tractors. Potentially, that was steam powered. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I forget when Rudolph a diesel invented the diesel engine, but apparently Rudolph a diesel ran a peanut oil in his diesel engine, and he was murdered by someone in the crude oil industry who didn't want people growing peanuts to use as oil in their engines. And that's how he died. And there was a conspiracy theory between American oil barons and the German Navy and the British Navy there was a guy that wrote a book about that, and he did a book tour a couple years ago. No, sorry, a few years ago. Which I found really interesting, because there was that guy who did a cross-country drive somewhere, who ran his internal combustion engine on vegetable oil. The first car is from like 1790, and so Mercedes made steam-powered cars. Interesting, because that was even before they invented the steam train. $1790. That's a long while back, because that was about 60 years before the gold. That was about 60 years before the American railroads boomed during the gold rush in the Wild West, and about 30 to 50 years, about 40 to 50 years before the Rain Hill trials in England, where Stephenson's rocket won that race, and then opened the first commercially successful railroad between Manchester and Liverpool. Yeah, so I knew that steam engines went back then. I didn't know Mercedes was making steam engines in the 18th century. The more you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Early car development was odd. They were putting motors on horse carriages. They even had early electric cars. Yeah, because like even though diesel engines replaced steam engines on railways from the 1940s to the 1950s to the late 70s, so to the early 70s. The Pennsylvania Railway GG1 or G1, whatever, that was in the 30s, and there were some industrial railways in England who had electric shunters, and some short line passenger railways that had electrics in the 1910s. That was all just experimental back then, before it was commercially viable and became the standard. And now electric trains replaced the diesel trains in a lot of places around the world. The regional railway in the city that I live in, the two main railway lines are electric, but the other train lines still use a diesel. However, all the trains in Melbourne, Perth, Sydney, and Brisbane, they use electric trains. We're still the only railway city that uses diesels in our country. And oh my god, going from living near a train line that uses diesels to living near a train line that uses electrics, the electrics are so much more comfortable. Holy shit. And not only are they more comfortable, they're quieter because an electric engine doesn't make all the growling noise that a diesel does. But also, they're air conditioned. And that got me thinking. Yesterday, I was watching another video of someone complaining about AI data centers, and it got me thinking. Well, it's not that AI data centers are bad. It's that they're consuming valuable natural resources near metropolitan populations. Because I guarantee, if an AI company built a data center out in the middle of nowhere, in a desert or a grassland where there's no population within a 100-mile radius or whatever, and they built their own solar power grid, and they tapped into water wells that have never been tapped into before, underneath or underground, where the real estate is cheap, but transportation costs for construction might be higher, even though the upfront costs for building out there might be more expensive. The return on investment might be higher with cheaper maintenance and upkeep, and the fact that you could generate your own power instead of stealing valuable energy from a local grid, like the whole thing of Georgia Power building new transmission lines through people's houses, forcing them to sell their properties, when reportedly 70 to 80% of the electricity in those transmission lines are feeding directly into AI data centers. You wouldn't have those problems if they just built AI data centers in the middle of nowhere. But no, American AI companies are building them literally in people's backyard. I bet if that didn't happen, people wouldn't be outraged at AI data centers. I've listened to enough people complain about AI data centers to now come to that conclusion, that if you built an AI data center out in the middle of nowhere, where you could generate your own solar power and you tapped into water wells which no one has ever used, then, and you had a recycled water system where you could recycle the water that you use to cool the servers, then you could become then you could be an AI company that has a self-reliant data center, and it wouldn't impact people who need those valuable resources in a metropolitan area. You were supposed to get Dick's Sporting Goods, but now you heard you're getting a data center. Oh no! Well, that's a death sentence to the natural resources where you're at, Billy. The reliability of 7 years R&D is hard to argue. Exactly, because there was a lot of early innovators of technology who that technology didn't get adopted until after they died. That it didn't get eventuated until after they died. They never got to see their reality come true. Yeah, because there was in Melbourne, there was a neighborhood that had a data center built in their backyard. There's not nearly as many data centers in our country as there is in the US, because the US is in an AI race with China right now. That's why Americans are extremely anti-AI. And people in that Melbourne neighborhood were complaining about the noise that it all makes. They have to live near all that noise. But I guarantee, if they built that data center in the Alpine Mountains at the top of the water source, where snow melts into water and then it feeds into the river, there wouldn't be a problem with the natural resources that would consume. The land would be cheap, and you'd have a plentiful water source away from populations, because who actually lives in a mountain in my country? No one. But yeah, I've realized that's my take on AI data centers. So that's my argument I'm going to use whenever I see people complaining about AI data centers in their backyard. Is anyone else still out there besides Billy? Because I don't think we'll get too many more people within the next 12 minutes of this live stream. Yeah, like if you've been lurking for a while, thank you for giving me your eyeballs. No, sorry, not your eyeballs, your eardrums. Thank you for giving me your eardrums. Well, I'm just talking about shit in the background while you do stuff. Okay, yeah. We're building the underside. Yeah, there's the underside of a roof. Oh, what's this supposed to be? I'm not sure yet. It's like a dislodged part of the roof or something. Or maybe it's the top of a chimney? Have to see what's on the next page. After we put these cheese slopes on. Where's the other medium nougat one? There it is. Okay, so that goes. Oh, there's a plate and tile layer that goes underneath there. Yeah, coffee time starts on Heather's channel in 12 hours and 20 minutes. Because they start at 10 a.m. Eastern. I do my... Sometimes I finish my live streams at 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, so if you're in Central Daylight Time, Billy, but then they start at 9 a.m. Which if you don't work 9 to 5 like what you were telling me, then yeah, I don't blame you for sleeping in, because sometimes I'm so tired that I end up falling asleep before they go live. But I don't anticipate that I'll be falling asleep early today because I woke up at 8:30 a.m. So I predict that I'll probably go to bed when they end their episode today. And there's an antenna or something on the roof. So we'll get bag 24 done by the end of this live stream. And then on tomorrow's live stream, we will build bag 25. And hopefully we will be able to do that. And then the set will be done. Because my goal was to get the set built before the 24-hour live stream. It was looking a little bit shaky for a while, but being able to go onto Brick Hive's live stream and build a bunch of bags from this set really helped me make more progress. And Brick Hive did say that he'll try to pop on the panel sometime throughout the 24-hour live stream. I'd expect that he'll probably do it before he does his own live stream. Oopsie, I built all this one stud forward. Wait. Oh no, there's a layer of plates which goes in between there. We're building the second roof right now. Got to scramble to get this done within the next 5 minutes. See, I'll angle this a little bit. Putting on a lot of these vertically half round tiles. They're about the height of 2 plates, if anyone that can't picture it. But this is all for the roof line. It does. They do look good as roof shingles. I think more sets should use those pieces as roof shingles. Let's flip the page and see what's next. One more row of shingles up here. Okay. And then there's a ladder type build, but I don't think that's supposed to represent a ladder. I think it's supposed to represent another antenna. But we have a spare one of these. I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, maybe it's for here. Yeah. Anyway, let's put these roof on, shall we? So the one with the ladder build goes there, and the one with the pronged build goes here. There we go. That's the end of bag 24. And we got one more minute if anyone has any last minute thoughts. Put the brick separator in the instructions. Ready to build the last bag 25 tomorrow. And that's what it looks like. Then after my live stream tomorrow, I'll take pictures of the final build and then post those on Discord. Because I like to post progress updates of the sets that I build on various people's Discord servers, including mine, of which you can find the link for my Discord server in the description below. And I need to take care of business as soon as we press the end live button. Yeah, so hopefully we can enjoy building this tomorrow, and then we can all look forward to the 24-hour live stream on the weekend. So thank you for watching this live stream. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I have to take care of business. I need brunch. I have plans with my cousin today, so I'm going to do all that. I'll see you on my next live stream tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video.